Hey everybody, it's me Vic. Today I wanted to talk about VTubeStudio on macOS, but also on Windows. So I actually have the same model on both PC as well as Mac. And I've customized it on my Windows PC because every time I tried to customize it on my Mac, it just wasn't saving. So if you're like me and you're able to do dual PC Mac setup, customize it on your Windows and then transfer the files to your Mac. So first things first, when you first go to Steam, right? And you install VTube Studio. If you don't want the watermark, you have to pay for the watermark to disappear. If you want to be able to connect with other VTubers through their connection, then you're going to want to buy the extra as well. So there is this model that I'm using that is extremely affordable. It is a Suiika model, the version 1.03. I don't know if she's had any updates since release, but this is the model I'm currently working with. Now, to give you context, I paid like 100 something. She was very affordable, directly from the artist. And if you like the model, support the artist. It's a very affordable model. Buy it directly from her. Don't buy it from some sketchy source. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into it, right? So this is the part of the model, right? Like I customized her to look like this. Um it's cool, right? Like how it syncs up and everything. It's adorable. We're gonna get into like the basics because that's pretty much what I know. But it is possible on Mac and it is possible on PC. The only reason I can't do everything on my PC is because if I'm gaming, streaming, recording, and then throwing VTube models into the mix, it taxes my GPU, right? So I'm gonna get frame drops. And I can't do that when I'm playing a PC game. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shuffle this onto another PC. And in this case, it happens to be Mac OS, which is amazing. This Mac Mini M4, I have 32 gigs of RAM on here. It is capable of running this. It is capable of streaming and recording at the same time while I'm playing a PC game from my gaming rig, which is amazing. So I got her to be a little bit more towards like my Disney dreamlike character because like she's cute, right? So, first things first, when you first start up, it's going to ask you to open up your folder or import your model. And so when you do that, you're going to see all of these folders pop open here on Mac. You're going to go to your live 2D, and then you're just going to plop your custom Suiika model here. So Suiika gives you two versions of the model, one in 4K and one in 2K. So I'm using the 4K version right now because it works fine on my Mac. I don't have that problem. But if you see that you're starting to feel a little bit of a little lag or something, drop it down to 2K. Now, as I mentioned, I had to customize my model on Windows because Mac wasn't saving the customization part of it. And I can't really demonstrate too much of the customization model because what I'm afraid of is that I accidentally do something while I'm showing you, and then it might probably show more than we want to see. So, and I'm sure I could probably edit that out of the video, but I try to do my videos in one go. All right. So once you do that, right, if you have a Stream Deck or if you have a Stream Deck Plus, it is going to talk about, where is it? Plugins, configurations, permissions. So that would be Stream Deck integration, right? Like once you set it up, you can start using your Stream Deck. You don't have to worry about this again. We can hit cancel. All right, so that's the next part, right? So like it's very, very intuitive. It picks up on if you have a Stream Deck connected or not. And in this case, I do. All right. So you're going to see these 2D, live 2D cubism editor API. I don't touch anything there. I followed actually what the list of things to do was from the Suiika model. Um, and it literally walks you through setting it up in VTubeStudio. So like all of this, I didn't have to worry about. I did set up the microphone, however, right? I guess you could do it through here if you wanted to, like if you were doing it on the networking platform with other VTubers. Um, I I don't do that. Like I don't know anybody well enough who does VTubing. I only use the model when I feel like I don't wanna put on makeup or do my hair, right? Or, like, there are days that I don't wear makeup and put my hair back, and then I'm, like, chilling, but then there's days where I'm, like, literally just wearing pajamas, and I'm like, "You know what? I feel like streaming, but I don't feel like actually being on camera." So that's when this adorable little model kicks in, and she's awesome. Alright, so this is how the microphone is configured, right? I just told it what microphone to use, and then that was it. The advanced lip sync, right? You can calibrate this to whatever voice it is, but I don't even use this, so I have no idea. Like literally no idea what this does. I'm afraid to hit reset, right? But it's lip syncing with what I do. Like I'm sure that the creator who did the model set all of that up. So you can also connect your Twitch, you can connect your Discord. I'm sure at some point I'll set it up for Twitch points, but I haven't set that up yet. I really haven't. So the cool thing about this model, right? I don't know if you noticed, like as the light or whatever, you see how her eyes are like cat eyes. They're called reactive. It's really awesome. Like I got to play around with this model a lot. I customized her the way that I wanted her to be. You can do that too. Now, VTubing is very expensive. And I say that because if you are buying a custom model, that is an artist's work, right? And those can lead into the thousands just for the model alone. So, say you want different outfits or textures or whatever for your model, right? That costs too. Assets, those cost too. So, if you are going to buy the Suiika model, buy it directly from the artist because, again, this is something that is extremely affordable as like your entry level model for VTubing. And I love this model, like how pretty she is. She's really pretty. And I have to say a lot of work went into this model. Just looking at the way things are, the details, the way the light is with the eyeballs, it's beautiful. And the customization part of it, like when you're tailoring it towards what you want, is very simple. Like they've made it so simple. And if you're supporting that work and it's affordable, buy it directly from the source. Don't buy it from some sketchy or shady person. That's all I can say. I can't promote that enough because I'm a firm believer in if somebody does the work, they deserve to be paid for it. All right. So all of this right here is basically going to be part of that 2D model interaction that you see here with the head tilt, with the eye blinking, with the lip syncing. So in here, what we would do, which I've clicked on camera, right? I would recommend following through with what the guide tells you to do. So in other words, the resolution is actually supposed to be 1920 by 1080, right? So you can set the resolution. Oh shoot, where did it go on my screen? I don't know what just happened. Um, no, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. Okay, let me fix that real quick here. Okay. So let's set the resolution. There we go. Um, well, that was gonna be last, but whatever. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, you saw her sparkling, but I hit the wrong button, right? So we can configure that if we wanted to, but like she's supposed to be 1920 by 1080. At least that's the recommended when you're using her like a overlay in your stream or your recording, right? Okay, so the next thing is right here. You can customize the track settings the way that you want. Everything starts out at 50%, but I noticed that sometimes when I was speaking, sometimes you would see that her mouth would stay open as opposed to matching what I have here going on, right? So you have to find out what works best for you, and you can use these as sliders. For me, I found that this works ideal with this model. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now, if if I was using Camera Hub right now and virtual cam wasn't dropping down to 30 and if it was staying at 60 consistently, I would be using virtual cam on my prompter while using this model so that way, she's still mimicking and I'm able to see what I'm doing with her, which is really awesome, by the way. But that's going to be it for brow sensitivity. So if we look right, you see it? Okay, and then the mouth sensitivity. So like if I'm smiling, see how she gets serious? So the eye sensitivity, right? Hold on. I have to squint. Oh, okay, there we go. I have to go like that. And then you see her little like cat eye slits, right? Like I don't like making that face, y'all. I don't. But you see how animated she is, right? Okay, she's supposed to have little white dots, but uh that's my bad. I did something I wasn't supposed to, but anyways, We can fix that later. I'll show you how. Anyways, here we go. So if you haven't calibrated your camera right, and you see how it's like matching my face a little bit, this is already set up for you. Like it's really awesome. You can turn off the camera right here, and then it would basically not track your face at all. In order to turn it on, where it says auto start cam with VTS, so the moment that you're starting the VTubing, and the moment that you're already into the program, you can just come here, hit calibrate, and then there you go. You're staring dead on it. So it's telling me I'm at 91% as far as confidence, right? Which means that the camera is tracking everything properly. And I have the appropriate amount of light for it to track what I'm doing with my head tilt, with my eye blinks, with the mouth movement. It's really awesome. Now, if I didn't wanna do that, like, and I just want her to be static, I would hit camera off, but I'm not gonna do that. We clearly wanna see her, doing whatever. So the next one right here is going to be the model lock. So I don't actually mess with anything in here. It's already set up. Like, see where it says auto setup? It's already set up. You don't even need to do any of this, right? Like, you can customize the model if you want to, and that's only if you know what you're doing. I have not done any of that. There is movement configuration. I turned it off because, like, if I was leaning back, she would zoom in or zoom out. It was getting really annoying, so I turned that off. If you don't like that zoom feature, you can turn off movement configuration and you're good, right? It's gonna use physics. Everything's recommended at 60 FPS with this particular model. Um, you don't have to change anything here. It's already set up, right? Something happened with calibration though. Let's go back to it. Okay, so she should be doing what I think she should be doing. Yeah, see? There we go. All right, so over here is the hotkey settings, right? And that's kind of where your Stream Deck Plus or your Stream Deck or your Stream Deck XL, Stream Deck Mobile, any Stream Deck that you have is going to come in handy, right? And I say Stream Deck because it's from Elgato. I'm not talking about some knockoffs. I'm talking about Elgato directly. All right. So, yeah, I named her after me, right? Like this is how I'm knowing, okay, I need to push this to get to this model, right? And then there's the blank eyes. So, oh, you know what? I have to do it from the Stream Deck software. So, let's do that. All right, we're gonna copy this. I know it's gonna look the same, but honestly, I want to turn off the, where is it? Blank eyes. So, and now you can see that she has a little like light reflective in her eyes again, right? So that's pretty cool. Um, in order to do that, right? Like I don't need that on anymore. I wanted to show y'all like just some of the stuff just with Stream Deck on what you can do. So you see how there are hearts. It's awesome. I wish this feature was something that Mac would do with their actual like camera stuff because like you can do it when you're making a FaceTime call or when you're using the camera in general or even in Camera Hub you can set those things up like manually clicking it with your trackpad or your mouse. But wouldn't it be awesome if you could do that with your Stream Deck? I'm just saying it's pretty cool. So like check it out. Like she's blushing, right? Yeah. And then we got the stars. Like, if I was playing Pokemon, this is what I would be using for a shiny, and that's what I'm talking about. These are expressions, and so, these are all of the expressions that I set up, so, like, literally, I customized her, and then I went and copied that, right? And then I went into another one, had her set up, went into another one, and then just, like, changed a couple of things and saved it. But I did all of this on Windows before importing it to my Mac, so that way I was able to save it. The only thing I did not do was her nails. So if I were to go to expression editor, right? I'm kind of scared here because this one always gets a little funny. You know what? Let's go to one of the Vic ones. Um, let's go to this one here and just select. All right. So when you're actually changing or customizing the model, right? You would be in here and you would move these sliders. Okay, so this one. Maturity. What do I want to change? Eye shape. Mm, Okay, you know what? We'll do the eye color just to show you what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna save it, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about here. So I have it at like 97, right? Or 0.97. So you see how I just changed it to pink? Just like that. So you would just literally move the slider towards your liking and it would change it to whatever, right? Like at this point right now, I'm not oh, sorry, I got an itch on my face. Yeah, you can't see that in the model, but like you can see me doing it. But like there's saturation, right? So like if I wanted to make it lighter, more I want to say saturated, you can see that as an example. If I wanted to change the pupil opacity, I could, right? So she could have like a milky looking eyeball or it doesn't look right to me because to me that looks like she's got cataracts going on. But you get the idea, right? You just move these sliders until you're happy with it. And then once you do, essentially you would hit save and it should save, but for whatever reason it's not behaving that way in Mac, so it doesn't save it. I'm gonna hit cancel though. Ah! We changed. We changed. We weren't supposed to do that, but that's okay. No. Okay. Well, I have to set up a Vic one, right? But this is the original model. I was worried that it was gonna do something I didn't want it to do. But this is the original Suiika model, right? So this is what she originally looks like, and you would just go in here and you would just change a whole bunch of stuff, including clothing. So this is how she starts out. But yes, she has a cardigan sweater, she has a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's a lot of fun when you know what you're doing after you've played around with it. But if you are a Mac user, if you are having trouble saving the files, if you happen to have a Windows PC nearby, edit her in Windows and then bring those files over to Mac, and you should be set. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video in regards to VTubing when it comes to Mac. The setup is the same on Windows, by the way. It's just that Windows tends to save more than it does on the Mac for whatever reason, but they work equally the same. Thanks for watching.